Well, hey. So, trying out some new studio software today, and not sure I like it so much. And so, welcome. Quite honestly, I have no idea how many of you are out there tonight in this software, and I have no idea if there's any messages coming across from any of the channels we're going out to. So, uh, that's why I decided it was a good day to do a pure question and answer. And if the comments aren't coming through, then it's going to be a mighty short stream. Uh, oh, hey, Sam's back there. Anybody out there? Oh, look at that. Even puts it out with my name instead of the channel. What do you know? So, anyway, I have absolutely no uh, topics. Woo. So if y'all aren't going to talk and nobody's out there, I actually see there's nobody out in the studio right now. So I guess I'm all alone tonight. What shall I talk to with myself on a question and answer thing? Um, Hi, how you doing? Uh, Beautiful here in Crimea right now. It was 11 degrees this morning. It's still 11 degrees, supposed to be a little warmer this coming week. And what more can I tell you? I am probably going to shut down the other channel, the West of Freedom channel, only because we haven't gotten a lot of people to go over there and sign up. We've lost 1,000 on American in Crimea uh, for not having our regular content. And we've picked up 200 in the West of Freedom YouTube channel. So I will probably shut that one down, and I may very well shut down the Infowars Press one as well and just deal with one channel because it's getting to be too much to run multiple channels, particularly since we don't get a lot of donations. And what is the sound of a silent movement, huh? Now, so interesting, Christopher. Comments aren't actually coming through from the live stream, which is says it all for this studio software, I guess. Quite expensive stuff, but I expect it'll work. It works with RooTube, so that's good news. I had trouble getting StreamYard to work with RooTube. So I guess if you're in the American in Crimea channel, I can see your comments because I have a second window open with those comments sitting out there. Hey, Jill, good to see you. You and Christopher. I get no comments here in the studio software, and I guess you guys aren't seeing that either, huh? Nobody is seeing this message. Yeah, isn't that special? Okay. Yeah, yeah. Hey, I I know what your weather is in Cheyenne, so that's officially where I work from. So, well, actually, I officially work from Sheridan. And I'm noticing this studio software also has quite a delay. So, Christopher, Jill, it's the three of us in the studio right now. So, got any questions? What do you want to know? Just spit them out. I know Christopher always has comments to make, and God, there's such a delay. Here, right now, I've got my hand up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Woo! 8-second delay. Isn't that special? Hey, thank you, Christopher. Appreciate that. It actually works. Uh, no idea how to get it up on the channel, though, in this software. So, interesting. So Christopher sent us a donation with the super chat. Hey, thank you, sir. I'd put it up on the screen, but I can't do it because it's not in the studio. So, gee, can't drag it over there, can't do anything but give it a heart and a like. So, 7 people out there now, mighty quiet for a Q&A session, no questions. Use the super chat. Hey, ask questions or I will not answer anything and it'll be a mighty short stream. Yeah, StreamYard works a lot better, Christopher. They raised their prices and somebody convinced me to try out Riverside FM. Riverside has got one awesome professional editor, but you can't see me on West of Freedom channel. Interesting, because it's supposed to be going out there. I know it's going out to RooTube. And let's see if we're live on Rumble. Yeah, we're live on Rumble. And, but not on West of Freedom, huh? We have to check that out. Yeah, it says I'm live, but yeah, I see myself. Oh, that's okay. So if you guys missed it, good morning, George. Yeah, I was just saying, I will probably shut that channel down. We've got 218 subscribers there. That wasn't a good move of over 7,000, 8,000 subscribers over to that channel. And I've lost 1,000 on this one because I haven't been streaming my normal stuff. Ooh, that's really awful video too, isn't it? So, yeah, okay, Mr. I Know Nothing. Sergeant Schultz. Oh, that's really bad video too. StreamYard is much better. So, yep, next week we'll be back in StreamYard. But we do have super chats in the American in Crimea channel. We now have monetization back. So, guys, ask questions. That's what I'm here for. I purposefully did a Q&A and didn't pick topics because I didn't know how well this new studio software would go. I do not like Riverside FM for live streams. I'll say that. So, yeah. So interesting. I'm going to close the West of Freedom channel down right now. So, those of you who may show up, nice seeing you. Goodbye on the West of Freedom channel. We're going to make it go away. Oh, look at that. I can't make it go away. Okay, so everything says there's no viewers, there's no comments, nothing's coming through from over there. Talk about your monthly food expenses. I'll tell you, we eat pretty darn well. Oh, the video got better since I shut the other channel off. Um, Monthly food expenses. We eat extremely well for people in Crimea. Um, we get by on about 6,000 rubles at the store, so about $60 a month. Maybe, I don't know, maybe $100 a month. And we're buying fresh fish. I mean, fresh fish, uh, organic vegetables at this time of year. In the summer, we don't buy any vegetables. Chicken's pretty cheap here, and we can buy a whole chicken for, I don't know, not much. 100 rubles for a chicken. Uh, we've been buying some farm raised ones. Those things are like a small turkey. God, it's annoying that as I'm looking at YouTube, there we go. Now my hands went up. 20-second delay. Didn't get a Rumble comment either, Christopher. So, and nobody's seeing my comments. So we'll just stick with StreamYard. Yeah, 600 a month. So, um, yeah, like I say, $100. We're buying, and when we buy fish, we're buying fresh salmon. So, and we buy a whole salmon. We smoke it. That'll last us about a week. Um, milk, milk runs about 100 rubles a liter, so about $1 a liter, so about $3 a gallon. Um, Beef, we don't buy a lot of beef because the beef here is absolutely awful. Old milk cows. Um, yeah, fail stream software. Um, Old milk cows, tough meat. Even you buy like a tenderloin, it's tough. And I don't know. The pork is pretty good. We get some good lamb, but you know, we mainly do fish. I'm told there is wonderful beef in Moscow by Muscovites. I am told there is absolutely awful beef in Moscow by foreigners living in Moscow that know better. So, that's all I can say about meat. Vegetables are pretty cheap. So, if you're not buying salmon, you buy normal fish, you buy, you know, hamburger meat, things like that. You can actually get by on about $25 a week easily. Before we moved here, we were, when my wife was coming over, she'd spend about $30 a month between her and her mother. So, the big guy is the guy who likes to eat the food. So, nope, don't see anything from Rumble, Christopher. Um, that's interesting. Salmon with you growing up in Alaska, salmon like hamburger. Yeah, Jill, I love salmon. You can get all kinds of fish here. We're getting Vladivostok salmon is what we're smoking because it's got a little less fat in it. And Vladivostok salmon is Alaska salmon, just, 14 miles away. So we do get some Norwegian salmon if we're going to cook it in the oven or in the house somehow. Irina will take a salmon fillet, she'll put mayonnaise on it, bake it, keeps it nice and fresh. And that runs us about 800 rubles a kilo. So $8 for 2.2 pounds. So $4 a pound. The Vladivostok salmon is costing us about 1,300 rubles. So for a kilo. So what? $6.50 a pound. So yeah, I don't know. Buy a lot of pork here. Um, it's pretty good. But beef. Beef is awful. Tomatoes, we get fresh vegetables year round, but in the summer, they're very, very good. Hey, Mr. Wonderful. Um, because it's all fresh grown out there. It's picked, it's sold at the farmer's market. That's where we buy everything. This time of year, we're getting greenhouse raised stuff, and Irina grows, in her own greenhouse. We actually get a little better flavor out of things. But this winter, the greenhouse is not kept up with our consumption, mainly because our construction guys constantly leave the door open because they think it's a tool storage shed because they're too lazy to go around to where we actually store the tools. So we hope to get them out of our lives soon. So anyway, on budgeting, I get about oh, I get a little over 2,000 a month in my pension, and we could live on that, and we're paying uh, about 2/3 of that out to construction guys. So um, yeah, fishing boat diesel costs about the same. We're paying right now for fuel. Let me get my handy dandy calculator out. We're paying 60 rubles a liter for gas, or what they call benzene here. And to me, benzene is something different. But so 60 rubles times, what is it, 3.6 liters to a gallon divided by 97. We're paying about 2.22 a gallon for gasoline right now. Diesel's a little bit higher. It runs about 67. Uh, so that's running about 250 a gallon for diesel. I remember Christopher, God, you're up there in the years with me. You remember when diesel fuel was the cheap fuel and people were buying diesel trucks because, it ran 40, 50, 60 cents a gallon less than gasoline. So one thing you should know, we're paying 2.22 a gallon for gas, but we're getting what you guys would call premium over there. We've got premium and premium plus. So we've got 92 octane, 96 octane is our choices. You don't have me beat Mr. Wonderful. Heck, I'm 148 years old right now. $10 a pound for Norwegian or Canadian salmon. Wow. Yeah. So, what else can I tell you about food? Um, you know, we can buy duck. We've got a woman. Irina teaches one of her students, the parents raised ducks, and we were buying fresh ducks from them, but they were all old and gamey. They sold us a quarter of a side of pork, uh, or a quarter of a pig, and I wanted the belly. What I ended up with was the back, and they cut the baby back ribs off of it. That cost us 9,000 rubles, so $90 for a quarter of a pig, but it was mostly fat, which is popular with Russians and Ukrainians, but not for me. If I get in the bacon stuff, that won't happen again. Um, Beef, I'm probably buying it for 360, so about, I don't know, less than $2 a pound for beef. But like I say, it's not the best. Uh, Pork is fairly reasonable. We buy a lot of tenderloins, a lot of pork chops, and again, $2-3 a pound most. Um, and a kilo of meat lasts us a while. We've gone to cooking in the air fryer. You know, Russians and Ukrainians eat a lot of potatoes. So if you like potatoes, that's a good one. We don't eat a bunch of them, but we do eat a good amount of rice. I cook Chinese quite a bit, so um, we eat a lot of Italian, a lot of pasta. If you can't tell, so um, when you're making your own sauces and things, it's cheap. Going out to eat. Um, I can't compare Crimea to Moscow at all. Moscow has some decent restaurants. Um, yeah, beef in Moscow. There's no red dye in it here in Crimea either. But like I say, it's old. A lot of what you see in the stores is already turning gray. Um, we've got a guy in the farmers market we buy a little bit from. I'll buy some uh, T-bones from them when they look fresh, but they're still not real high quality. And mostly what you get in restaurants in Crimea is Tatar food. We've got Geneva in Yalta, which has got good Western style food. They're quite expensive. A meal will cost you, for two people, you're looking at over $100 to eat there. Legends restaurant that we go to, my buddy owns it, and um, that easily costs us $100 a piece, and that's what you're paying for good restaurant food here. Hamburger, there's one place in all of Yalta that makes a really, really good hamburger, and it's Fabrikant. They have them in Moscow. It's an awful restaurant. I don't like eating there. And Arifridis, hi, welcome. Um, yeah, there's a VAT in Russia, and I have no clue what the percentage is because it's included in everything. The price you see on the shelf is what you pay. So I don't know what it is. So anything I'm quoting you includes the VAT. Yeah, I knew it was somewhere around 19%, 20, pretty much the same as Western Europe. So, um, but the price you see is what you pay. You aren't going to pay that extra on top of things. So Fabricant, they make about the only food they make well is a hamburger. It's a good hamburger, fresh cut fries. Their quality's gone down a bit over the last year, but they get 12 US dollars for a hamburger, and I refuse to pay that for a hamburger. There is a Grizzly Burger in Yalta that makes a good hamburger, and that'll set you back about $3. Um, Very nice restaurant Regis went to and made a video about a few years ago. Um, yeah, it was a winery that he went to. They were doing winery tools, two tours, and you can get some good ones. There's some good restaurants at Maria Resort and Spa as well, and but again, it costs you a good amount of money for decent meals out in Crimea. Otherwise, you're getting, we've got a Lebanese place in town here. It's got good food, but you're getting Tatar food again. Um, so that's about all I can say about it. No Mexican here. There was a beef place that was claimed to be a good beef place. It went out of business because they were selling lousy beef. So, yeah, $15 at McDonald's for a combo meal. Like I say, a burger with fries here at Grizzly Burger is about $3, 3.50. Four if you get a milkshake with it. Probably, and it isn't really a milkshake either. Um, yeah, it's all basic fresh stuff. My restaurant, well, my restaurant, is class A. What can I say? You're getting fresh Italian, fresh Chinese. So, and if you want the Russian food, you get pretty damn good Russian food too. Um, my wife did not learn. I'm gonna I'm gonna say this quietly into the microphone. My wife did not learn to cook from her mother, who cannot cook to save her life. Um, so, um, Irina learned from one of her grandmothers. So, but her mother's side of the family, none of them can cook. So, anyway, um, yeah, there's a good pizza place in our local city, and it's called Carumba Pizza. They do a decent job. They serve fish and pasta, some other things as well. Weird decor for a pizza place. It's more of a sailor atmosphere, but their pizza compared to mine, uh, you know, is pretty cruddy. So, um, oh, yeah, Jill. So you can trust me because you can see I've got some weight on me. I believe in cooking with butter and cream. So, and I'm going to give you a secret. In my pizza, I don't use salt, I use MSG. Um, Gives a much better flavor to the crust. Holodettes. My wife makes wonderful holodettes. I couldn't make it to save my life. I can't make oatmeal to save my life either. When I had coffee shops in California, people'd come in and they'd ask if my cook was in, and I'd say, "Oh no, just me here this morning." And they say, "Oh well, we wanted oatmeal, but not from you." So what can I say? I tend to be the guy who makes soup in the family. My wife makes borscht. Yeah, MSG gives a lot of flavor to a lot of things, and I don't find that it's as bad for you as was once claimed. Uh, you know, I don't know. I'm still kicking. I don't aim to hit the grave in a perfectly preserved body. I want it beat up and falling apart. So, um, but yeah, holodets for New Year's. We had holodets for New Year's. The dog ate some of it. My wife had her cousin coming, and she made a bunch of it. So the dog ate well too. But she makes it with both pork and chicken. So okay. Any other questions? We're what? Did RooTube stop? No. Okay, so we're 28 minutes into a stream. Oh, I must have started on time for a change with nobody else here. We will go back to StreamYard next week. Um, hey, Odious, how you doing? Just so you know, we're trying out new studio software and it's not working well. So it is streaming out, but I'm not seeing anybody's comments and they're not seeing mine. So um, I'm sitting in the American in Crimea YouTube chat. If anybody on any of the other channels is out there wondering why I'm not replying to them, that's why, because I don't see anything but what's in American in Crimea. So um, I don't know if you're hearing the mic buzzing. I thought we had that fixed. You may be hearing the DVR from the security cameras because I bought a new DVR and it's sitting over here now. So if it sounds like this, that's the fan from the DVR. So I don't have my magic lamp on anymore. So that's where we were picking a lot of that up from. And it could also be I've got noise cancellation on in this studio software. And I found that when I'm on RT, if I have noise cancellation on, I get an echo chamber. I actually have an RT panel interview that I did this morning. I'll be posting later. I started working on getting it posted at 10 o'clock. It was at 9:15. I had the video at 10 o'clock. Was going to add Russian subtitles to it, and just one thing led to a next, and it never happened. So good. No echo either, Mr. W. And oh well, just adjusted it away from the other side there. So okay, cool. Yeah, I was sounding like I was in an echo chamber a couple of weeks ago. And I passed that on to Andy yesterday when we were doing a stream. If you haven't seen that stream, um, it is on the InfoWars Press YouTube channel, or it's on Andriy Afrolev's channel. And we were talking about propaganda and Maidan. Believe it or not, uh, we didn't even get to streaming on YouTube, and they deleted it and deleted the broadcast. So for violation of their terms. So you know, those who think there is no censorship in Russia, you would be mistaken. So I did upload the video to RooTube, and our RooTube link is in the description. So check it out, and they will have Russian versions up there as soon as I find a reasonable way to do, um, some voiceover on them. Right now, I have to play them through the Yandex browser and record the video with their voiceover. Christopher, thank you again. That's 2 super chats from him. Um, will immigration at VKO give you a biometric card? I don't know. This is the problem. Um, and with the new rules that they've got, they want you to go to the bank to have your biometrics done. And I've had biometrics done at the bank when I opened my Spurbank account about a year and a half ago. Um, and that was literally facial recognition and my passport. So, I don't think it's going to get you the biometric card that you're required to have for immigration. If you stay for more than 90 days, it will get you a SIM card though. So, I wish somebody in Russia would define what biometrics mean, because here in Crimea and most of the regions, they have what they call a green card. You have to go to immigration. You have to be fingerprinted by the FBI. They send a report you go pick up the report, you take it to the local police, and the local police give you your biometric card, and it's called the green card. But in Moscow, Eddie has a red card, and apparently it's something specific to Moscow. So, I don't know. They've been talking about forever about doing fingerprints and photos at the airports, and VKO was supposed to be one of them. And I don't know if that counts for buying a SIM card or not, quite honestly. So you're going to have to let us know when you get there, man. I don't know. Just not enough information on it. Another one of those, you know, good, well thought out laws with no way defining how to get stuff done. Anyway, so yeah. Oh, okay. So let's celebrate their 10th super on a live stream. Christopher got us over the 10th super mark. And I don't know how the heck we celebrate it, because I click on that and it asks me to ban myself. So I don't know. Don't know what to think. How do we celebrate? Celebration. I don't know the words to the song, so I won't sing it for you. But here, we'll pop some things in the chat. I don't know if you guys see these things or not. The little fireworks poppers. But yeah, YouTube wants to get rid of me. Yeah, well, you know, they they only stole about $180 from me when they demonetized me, and I'm back up to $13 now. So, um, I kind of neglected the channel a bit when I wasn't monetized, and it showed with a loss of 1,000 subscribers, 1,028 subscribers. So yeah, um, the K McLizzy channel, West of Freedom, will probably go away because I don't see the sense in running multiple channels. It takes a lot of work and it's not earning me anything and it's taking a lot of time. So just so you guys are aware, it may go away. I may keep the InfoWars one around simply because I like screwing around out there once in a while. I can say things there that I can't say here without getting demonetized. So guys, questions, come on. This was supposed to be a Q&A thing because I didn't want to plan when I was trying to set up this new studio. And now I get to tear it all down again. Um, if you want a good video editor, Riverside FM is the greatest. But man, their live streaming software stinks. So it looks like I will be renewing my StreamYard subscription. What you think about new resort season in the Black Sea region after the oil thing? Um, it's actually looking pretty good over in the Anapa area. They're getting that cleaned up pretty well. They've started pumping the remaining oil out of the tanker, and you know some of it's floated towards Crimea, but not a lot. So I don't think the resort season is going to be too negatively affected. Um, and of course, it's hard to define the resort season now because it's so cotton picking warm here right at the moment. Um, I said it was about 11 degrees today. Let me see what we got right now. Yeah, my phone wants to update itself. Yeah, it's 6.5 degrees right now. It was 11 today, so it was a beautiful day. Supposed to be warm next week again. Uh, so the Black Sea thing, yeah. The thing that really impresses me is I've seen a lot of oil spills in the West, and they go and they dump detergent. And yeah, it makes it disappear quickly. Um, Yeah, Odious, what we find here is it's usually May to October. People with children come from June to September. Yeah, 1st of June, 1st of September. But we find that the wealthier Muscovites tend to come in September and October because it's still real warm here. The sea's warm. And of course, people are here for the May holidays as well. Like I say, we've had tourists all winter. No, nobody's going home. Traffic's been awful. But well, how did we spend New Year's? Did Crimea have a fireworks display? No, fireworks are banned in Crimea and the new regions because uh, they make people uneasy. There goes that lousy video again. Oh, ugly, ugly. Um, it excites people because we don't know if they're drones or missiles striking. Um, the noise scares people. And of course, it gives great targets to drones since it lights everything up, the fireworks do. Um, Drones can, uh, you know, see well at night when they're usually coming in. So a few people did have fireworks out there. They'd shoot off one or two at most because what the authorities did in Crimea is if anybody The local police were out, and if anybody shot a fireworks off in their yard or in front of their house on the street, the police immediately went and they were fined. So there weren't a lot. There were a few here and there. Drive from Anapa to Yalta is about, if you look at Yandex Maps, it'll tell you it's about 8 hours. I find it'll take you, by the time you get through the bridge, especially during the season, it'll take you 8, 10 hours anyway. Yeah, enough banging in the regions, Odious. You got that right. Um, yeah, pressure washers and detergent. And then, it makes it sink and just kills it all. So, what I saw them doing out there the other day is, because it's all coming up towards shore, is they've got backhoes out there, big excavators out there, and they're picking the stuff up and pulling it out of the water. So, and then the remaining stuff they pick up with shovels and put into buckets. Napa to Yalta is not 3 hours, Odious. There ain't no way. It takes me 4 hours to get to Kerch. How did we spend New Year's? Well, my wife and I spent a quiet night at home, uh, drinking homemade tarragoncello. So limoncello, but made with tarragon instead of lemons. And, we watched the people who were shooting fireworks and the police uh, hauling them off. And, you know, that was about it. Didn't do a whole lot. Relaxed. I took a few extra days off from the job. I was supposed to have 2 days off, and I was supposed to be working the other 3 during the week. And I called the boss and I said, nobody else is around. Can I take the time off? And he said, as long as you don't want to be paid, I don't care. So, us poor contractors don't get paid if we take time off. Um, yeah, ODS 10. That's what I said, about 10 hours. So, yeah, like I say, Yandex Maps will tell you 6 to 8 hours, but you've got a guaranteed 2 hour delay at the bridge. So, and with the traffic in the Anapa area now, the 2-lane highway going down there, they're working on the highway, they're expanding it. It'll be bigger. It may get a little quicker, but it takes 4 hours to get to Kerch from Yalta. We will have the Yalta extension of the Tavrida soon. That should shorten it some. So, but no longer have to go to the mainland for a real bank. We have spur banks on the peninsula now. So, and in fact, they're building one in our local village here. So I look forward to that. That'll save me a lot of time. Okay. So, guys, last chance for questions. Otherwise, 45 minutes in, I'm going to shut things down. I am shooting for 45 minutes, hoping to be done within an hour on all streams. Yeah, finally, brands are coming to Crimea. Of course, Spurbank owns Maria anyway, so they've been here for a while. As far as their ATM machines, and Spurbank, as far as Maria goes. But Alpha Bank said that they were going to open offices here. That was 2 summers ago. Now that they were sanctioned, they still haven't done it. I don't think they will. I think Spurbank is going to run RNKB out of business. RNKB, as of January 1st, is now VTB in Crimea. They have not put up the new signs. They haven't rebranded. But it turns out that RNKB was, they had their banking license pulled from them in March of last year, and they went into receivership with the Central Bank of Russia. And it's obvious by the troubled people. I know somebody who, got $300,000 transferred to them by somebody. And the bank blocked their account and they never have gotten their money back. And they're arguing with the central bank, and the central bank saying, well, you got to wait till VTB comes in. And they're really screwed up. So there'll be two mainland banks here, but Eddie is still in Texas. He won't be back for a couple more weeks. So I'm kind of missing doing streams with him. We just, you know, middle of the day for him, and he's wanting to go off and enjoy himself and gets to his evening, and I'm not staying up that late. So we haven't been doing them. He did a video with Stanislav Krupnik, which you can find the link in my YouTube or in my Telegram channel. Let's see, at American Crimea. So that's a good interview. And in this one, Infowars Press, I'll be posting that video from RT discussion on Biden's announcement this past week that he was proposing the United States be the center of influence for all artificial intelligence and should be controlled by America. So that was an interesting thing a week before he left. Odious, what do I think about America and Armenia's recent integrations? You know, they failed in Georgia, so they had to try with Armenia. You know, God, if I could only show you the plan books for this. I've got them here, worked on this stuff. You know, it's planned overthrows of governments. And I don't know, you know, there's a lot of Russians there. A lot of Russian speakers, even Armenians that come here. So I don't know, you know, they're trying their best. So let them try. And if you want my comments about the United States, you know, banning AI from China, they will not allow companies like Nvidia, largest producer currently of AI chips. They're banned from selling chips to China, to Russia, to Iran. They have limited the amount of chips that can be sold to India and 17 of the 27 European Union states. And they think that this is going to help them control who has access to AI. And, you know, I'll give you a hint because the guys at RT thought this was an absolutely great comment. It was kind of like them sanctioning Russia buying airplane parts. Hasn't kept our planes out of the air, has it? Somehow we seem to be able to buy airplane parts regardless. So, you know, it hasn't affected Iran much. Yeah, China actually, you know, they've had the ban on buying equipment to make chips for 3 years now. So, what did they do 3 years ago? They started generating their own technologies to deal with things. And so they're number two right now. And, you know, it, it isn't going to work. And can you imagine banning chips to China? And China says, well, we're not going to provide you with the materials to make chips anymore because they're the largest supplier of raw materials to manufacture AI chips. So just a stupid comment. I hope Trump, being a businessman and a guy who's, you know, he is Mr. Tariff. Let's tariff the living daylights out of everybody. But I hope he's enough of a businessman to understand it will ruin the American economy totally. I hope Elon Musk, being one of his advisors, will be bright enough to say, we don't want to do this. But man, I I don't know. Talk about stupidity. Um, yeah, Nvidia made special versions of graphics cards for the China market. Yeah, I actually worked for Nvidia. I was employee number 9 there, or 11. I don't remember. I'd have to dig my old badge out. It's been so many years. Um, yeah, so I don't know. And Jensen Huang, the CEO, he's Taiwanese, so we could call him Chinese anyway. So you never know what will happen. China actually has made it inexpensive for people to train their language models on their servers instead of the Google and Amazon servers. So they're already losing on that one, Odious. So, like you say, 3 seconds of work training algorithms. What did I hear today? They're only charging like 50 cents compared to, you know, hundreds of dollars on the big boys in America. So, um, it's not going to work. And I was asked, do I think that the United States plans to use AI and focus it on military? Absolutely. I don't think there's any doubt about that. Much like, I don't know, much like Israel did. And let's see how that works out for them. Yeah, graphics chips haven't changed much. I agree with you, Mr. W. That was that was my original work experience way back when. Well, yeah, Christopher, I agree. We may get Chinglish out of them, but hey, I'll challenge you to do this, Christopher. Go out to Chat GPT and type in what effect will the January 16th announcement or January 14th AI announcement by Joe Biden have on the Russian Federation. And you look at the propaganda that it spews out. So, yeah, I'll take the Chinglish over that anyway. It annoys me when I'm trying to do research with Chat GPT, and it's like, no, I asked you about this subject. Give me the Russian perspective, and it always slants it to the U.S. perspective and about the unfounded accusations of Russia. It's hilarious. Um, Go to Grok on X. It's much better for text. It, but it's goofy too. Um, I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. China picking up the pace with the electronics and make their own stuff. I agree. A lot of it, the Western news was talking about, well, most of the chips are made in, um, oh, who are they? Taiwan. And it's like, well, dude, you realize that Taiwan is considered part of China. And actually, TMSC is not in Taiwan. They're headquartered in Taiwan. They build their chips in Indonesia. And Indonesia happens to be friendly with China and Russia. So, what can you say? Mr. W, if you send me that video, I'd be happy to take a look at it. I love it. I like stuff like that. I have had Jay, my producer, on me to do a series on AI taking over the world for months now, and I don't know, just haven't been able to get into it. Yeah, AI only knows what's in the teaching materials, so um, yeah, 1 + 1 = 2 no matter where you are. So, um, anyway, guys, 55 minutes into it. Didn't think we were going to make a whole hour. Um, I see one like out there. Come on, guys, mash the like button anyway. and leave some comments later. But geez, only one guy likes my stream tonight. I'm suffering with this lousy lousy studio software where I get blurry. Maybe I've been drinking and I don't realize it. I get blurry and then I come in focus again. Uh, yeah, I only see two Odious. So, oh well. Yep. Talk to you later, Christopher, Mr. Wonderful, Odious, Jill, whoever else is out there still, George's, Mr. W, the guy who I can't pronounce his name, Arhifridis. Um, Thanks for coming, keeping me company, and I promise you we'll be back on StreamYard next week. So y'all have a good one. I'm trying to find my studio and how to close down. Anyway, oh, leave, hang up. Okay. Talk to y'all later. Maybe. End session.